Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yashala, koholoimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachahakwadash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this article right here. And the reason why I'm doing this particular video is because I was going off into, I was watching the elder out in Dallas and the elder in South Carolina, GMS. And they was going into this pastor, right? That was talking about, matter of fact, let me see here. In my history. This one right here where it talks about Salakia. Mega pastor calls for executing rebellious black men, citing Old Testament, right? So what about the so-called white men? Mainly these so-called white men that's claiming to be Christians that's doing all these damn school shootings. Shooting up these churches, burning down churches, you know what I'm saying? Stabbing people in Walmarts, killing off their damn families along with the dog, which I wanted to get into this article right here. Florida man dubbed Destroyer of Worlds, which, that Destroyer of Worlds that goes off into the Edomites. That Edomite that I think the movie was called Oppenheimer, that created the so-called atomic bomb that they dropped on all these, on Japan, you know what I'm saying, and killed all those people. See, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's really the original killer, man. He's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. But, by his deception or his deceptive tactic that he used as the physical part of Satan, he's a deceiver. He uses these statistics and pseudoscience, and he gives this data that 13% of the population, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which none of us really have an idea if that's really the population of us, other than what the fuck this guy's saying. But he's basically saying that us as a race of people are the worst thing that's on this planet, man. When it comes, and we don't have no nuclear weapons. We're not bombing nobody. We're not in control of GMO foods. We're not in control of water that comes through your damn faucet that's got fluoride in it. You see, we're not in control of the air quality. Right? We're not in control of curriculum where we have to send our children to school to listen to the bullshit that you created. And the list goes on and on. We're not in control of any of these destructive ass things that this man has a cigarette industry. He has a cigar blunt industry. You know what I'm saying? This guy got a vape industry that's killing people. Again, we ain't gonna even talk about the foods, man. The meats, it's constantly a recall on something. You're just taking a damn chance with whatever you're going out to buy from the supermarket. All you can do is just pray over it. We're eating our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. They're in control of these oil spills throughout these oceans. Motherfucker constantly out in space testing nuclear weapons. And I mean, the list goes on. So you get what I'm saying. But this guy, he literally has placed us as the mascot of wickedness, when the scripture says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick, and we'll jump into some of this article to show you some of the, just how Esau gets down. And they're not talking about it like that. When it comes to them, when they doing all this wicked, heinous shit, it's always mental health. Mental health. Oh, that we have a mental health problem in the U.S. when it comes to their people doing all this bullshit. But when it comes to so-called blacks, if they commit a crime, all of a sudden, see, we told you. We told you. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. Let's get this Job 9:24. And we're going to get into this story, and this is just one. And these stories are throughout all fucking news throughout the U.S., and they never air it. A lot of the times they don't put no face to the articles. That's when you know that it's Esau. This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All those things that I just named off, only the wicked are in control of those things. Again, we're not. What so-called black people do you know that's making bombs? What so-called black people do you know that's just got an assembly line of bullets going all goddamn day long of any caliber that you want or need? What black people do you know that have an assembly line of all different kinds of fucking machine guns and what? Esau made the switch. You know, this motherfucker got tanks, Black Hawk helicopters. He's killing people on a level that we can never score, man. But yet, he's got you as the mascot of being the most wickedest people on the planet. And it's hypocritical, man. You know, and the Lord, he hates a hypocrite, man. Their joy is just, you know, but for a moment, you know, roughly paraphrasing. Because the Lord is starting to break their asses down. And that's the reason why, you know, we do well, at least me, you know, by the Spirit, you know, try and touch on some of these articles and these lessons, you know, because Esau, he's pointing us out. But no, let's point his motherfucking ass out, man. Right? It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He's the one that's dictating who can do what and who can go where. But look at Trump right now. I mean, this is Babylon the Great. You know, these are like the top Edomites, you know, when it comes to the bullshit. But look at this guy. This guy is sending the military. We're not sending no military into no so-called white people's neighborhoods and rounding them up and zip tying their babies. We're not doing no shit like that. You see what I'm saying? We're not doing it. This bullshit. Some nigga driving through, man, a hood with Jesus Christ literally written on his door. It's not no sign. It's written on his car in magic markers, big as hell on the side of his car, brand new car. You know, like those markers where you can erase them. That shit big as hell. That's wickedness right there. And a white car at that. That's the spirit. You know, we're not pushing sweet white baby Jesus throughout the world. We're not rape, robbing, and pillaging and taking people's lands, you know, in the name of sweet white idolatrous baby Jesus. It's Esau. And he's been at war for like 250 years straight, man, with that same image. But he's telling us that we're the wicked. Boy, I tell you, man. And also it says, let me start it back from the top. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? And that's crazy that this guy, he literally just rolled by while I was reading this because he gave you white Jesus, which is an idol. This man know full well the scriptures doesn't describe the Lord as being no blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. And see, that's all starting to come out now. You know, it's been going real heavy in these past 5 years, but within these past 2 years, oh, we've been on Esau ass, man, about that idolatrous white Jesus. Now these so-called white people, they don't even believe it no more. You know, now they're starting to, you know, come clean. Well, no, we know he's not white. He's olive. He's Easter. He's Middle Eastern. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. They still don't want to totally admit to it, but now they have to admit that, okay, we know he's not white. When no one is actually white, you know what I'm saying? Because they're actually pinkish to reddish in color. Them fuckers look like brake lights on a damn car, man, most of the time. Depends on what season you catch them in. But anyway, he covered the faces of the judges. The main judge face that he covered was Yahweh, the true name of the Father, man, which means he exists where the existing one. You Google the Father right now. If you Google God right now, you're gonna see, and I do it here and there. I do it here and there. Let me just do it real quick. Let's Google God, and you're gonna see pretty much a butt naked white man pop up. Let's just Google God. Let's get some images. Here you go. This is generally what you get when you Google God. This is their history. This is them covering the main face of the judges, and then they give you they make you think that the son looks like this, looking like Lassie, looking like a German Shepherd, man. Knowing full well the Lord is a dark melanated man. They know goddamn well the Lord don't look like this, man. But he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So why aren't they being called out for that? Why aren't so-called white people saying, you know what, we've been fucking the world over with this image? No, they're not going to do that. Because this is their kingdom. And they in their control of the media. The last thing they want to be seen as is the villain. But really, they're the villain, and then they claim a victim. But anyway, let's get some of this article. Check this guy out right here. Florida man dubbed destroyer of worlds after murdering wife, 3 kids, and family dog. What the fuck did the kids and the dog have to do with it? You mad with your chick about something, like still you're not supposed to be doing no shit like that. But what did the kids and the dog have to do with it, man? But that showed this is Edom, this is Esau. See, in Esau, he see that this world is caving, this kingdom of his is caving. He'll blow this whole shit up before he allow anybody to just step in and have it. He's literally ready to self destruct or he'll detonate all this shit, man, if it was up to him. And that's the reason why, all praises to Yahweh about Shimei shot at this motherfucker is not in control, man. Because if he was, we all be doomed. Okay, but it says, a Florida man who killed his wife, 3 children, and family dog will spend life behind bars. Now, why isn't this guy? Now, you know what? This is Florida, and I'm pretty certain I thought Florida had the death penalty. Let's see. Let's just check, because why does he get to live? Let's see, though. Maybe they don't. They may not have the death penalty. Let me see. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Yep. It says, yes, Florida has the death penalty. Since its reinstatement in 1976, the state has executed 119 people. So how in the fuck is this motherfucker making it without getting executed like that, man? Now let's get the scripture, because we know why. We know why. Because this is Esau. This is his kingdom, He gets a break. He gets a break. You think, had this been a so-called black man and he done some shit like that, man, you think that he would get that kind of break? Just life in prison. The taxpayers just got to take care of this clown now. Those people in Florida should be pissed. They should be marching. They should be like, why the fuck should my taxpayer money go towards taking care of this motherfucker when he killed his wife, his 3 children, and the dog? No, he should be executed on spot. Let me start at verse 3. Psalm 73 and 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Right? Because you will get envious sometimes that, you have to catch yourself. Like, man, well, damn, these motherfuckers is getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And they always, just do the most wickedest shit, but they prospering. And you thinking like, well, damn, I'm trying to be the best person that I can be. And these motherfuckers is just blowing past me, man, when it comes to prosperity. Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. That's the point right there. That's the reason why he's able to just get life, and they not going to throw his ass in a chair and put some juice to his ass. He's not going to get that lethal injection, because he should be knocked the fuck off, man. But anyway, let's get into some more. The man identified as Anthony Todd lived with the decomposing remains for weeks. Not only did he kill him, but he's just in the crib chilling with him. His wife Megan was 42 years old, while his son Alec and Tyler were 13 and 11. Their daughter Zoe was only 4. The physical therapist, originally from Connecticut, had tried to blame his wife. See, he's a physical therapist. He tried to blame the wife for the killings, saying she had committed murder-suicide 2 years ago inside their Celebration home, just a few miles from Walt Disney World Resort. The badly decomposing bodies of the family were found by the police when they were serving a federal arrest warrant for Todd, who was being charged with healthcare fraud. So that's probably why he done it, because Esau, man, they when stress hit these clowns, they can't handle stress. He couldn't just say, you know what, I done got caught the fuck up. Let me just go ahead and just do this time. He probably was lying to his wife about the finances and doing all kind. He probably was hitting the casino trying to make up, whatever the fuck. You know how Esau get down. But they don't have it like that, man. That's how you know these are Edomites. In the spirit, they're not strong, man. He could have just took that L. Like, you gonna take your whole fucking family out with the dog because of this? More than likely why he done it. Because this is how Esau does. He gets down like that. We've seen it multiple times, man. This is Esau's MO. He loses a job. He goes into financial distress, and this motherfucker would take out the family. He'll jump off a building. He'll jump off a bridge. Normally, they take themselves out. So, maybe, was he trying to get the insurance one? What the fuck? Anyway, let's get some more. The badly decomposing bodies of the family were found by the police when they were serving a federal arrest warrant for Todd, who was being charged with healthcare fraud related to his struggling Connecticut physical therapy business. See? Esau don't do well when he's struggling. And that's how we know in the kingdom, hey, he's going to be doing horrible, bro. It's going to be bad times for you Edomites when we get our lick back, man. Before his arrest, weeks after killing his family, Todd had apparently been living at a home with the corpse. He's just in the crib with the kids in the bed. How you? This lets you know how this man is done, man. These are the very people that had our people in slavery, man. They don't give a fuck about their own. He also told detectives the deaths were a joint plan between him and his wife, that they need to die at the same time so as to pass over the other side together because the apocalypse was coming. There you go. Some of these fucking but you had these people that was just talking about the rapture a few weeks back, talking about the Lord coming, selling off all their damn possessions and doing all this silly shit because they don't know the scriptures. It says Circuit Court Judge Keith Karsten sentenced Todd to life in prison without a possibility of parole. Well, why not just kill this nigga? You, Anthony John Todd, or destroyer of worlds. Well, if you think that, Mr. Carson, you're the judge, why do you just sentence this, why are you giving him life? Why are you giving him this opportunity to live when he done such a heinous crime? And you have the death penalty there. Why would you put your citizens through the fact of paying for this guy to live for the rest of his life when he doesn't even need to be here? Even after his conviction, Todd insisted he had nothing to do with the slayings. This was a personal. So you living in the house with these dead bodies, and you had nothing to do with the slayings. You ain't call nobody day one. This dude, man, fuck out of here. This was a personal catastrophe in everyone's life, and my family, including myself. He told the court, and that's Esau. My what's that? With Cain, my sentence is more than I can bear. What did he say? My punishment is more than I can bear. When the Lord gave him his judgment, this is Esau. Cynthia Kopko, Megan Todd's aunt and godmother to the children, known to her as Tyler Bear and Princess Zoe, said she'll never recover from the loss of her loved ones. Yeah. We loved Megan and the kids very, very much, and all I have is pictures and memories to hold in my heart. And my parents miss them, and his parents miss them, and our families miss them very, yeah. And Esau don't give a fuck, man. This nigga, man, he don't care. That's E, man. That's E right there. Yep, and it's story after story after story after story, man. I didn't want to go all into it, you know what I'm saying? But this is Esau. This is Cain right here, man. This is written all over. This is Cain written all over this shit. My punishment is more than I can bear. Now, how the fuck you sitting up in the house with these kids and your wife and the dog? You know the stench had to have been out of this world. But you don't know what happened. You had nothing to do with it. You just sitting there with the baby. It's not like you got home. You can't even at least you could at least said, well, when I got to the house, my family was dead. And you immediately called the police and you got somewhat that shit can fly until they find out the real truth. Here you go. You in there with the corpse for weeks. Come on, bro. Don't even add up. Yep, let's try and get a picture of this guy real quick, because this is Edomite shit when they don't show a photo of the actual perpetrator, because they only showing the picture of the family right here. The wife with the children. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get a photo of this clown. Anthony Todd, huh? Through. Let's get these images. Oh, there you go, right there. There you go. Look at this dude. Golly. Boy, I tell you. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. Through, bro. But like I said again, when it comes straight down to it, they'll throw you Jake out here all under the bus as if you're the worst thing that ever happened to the planet. But look at this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker just killed off his offspring, bro. Just let you know how dirty these fuckers is, man. Look at that. And then with no remorse, sitting this fat ass there lying. Look at this nigga. Look at this big neck nigga. And again, he probably was, he probably cowered out when it came to knocking himself off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's Esau, man. When they lose a business, when they go under, that's how you know a lot of these. They're matter of fact, they crashing out real bad right now, man. And, with shit going on in society right now, and these government shutdowns, you about to see a whole bunch of this type of shit go down. These Edomites gonna start. That's what they do. They like, fuck that. We out of here. I'm not about to go through life. I don't want to start over. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that. Esau don't have that within him, man. He's not that type of person, man. So just know who you dealing with when you out here. This is why the scripture says to never trust thine enemy. Because if he'll do this to you, these people will do this to their families like that. They'll crash out on you, Jake, man. Immediately, man. So look at this. Nice big happy family. Nice big happy family. This nigga just offed all of them. Anyway, man, with that, it is what it is, man. It's the days and times we living in. This is Esau's kingdom, and this shit is most definitely falling. Matter of fact, I can get one more that's come to mind. This one in Ecclesiastes, baby. We already there. 25:7. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, also known as the Book of Sirach, in the 1611 King James Bible. 25:7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." And that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the fall of our enemy, man. We're witnessing the fall of Esau, Edom's kingdom, man. And all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for that, man. So continue on praying for the downfall of this man's kingdom, because the prayers of a righteous man availeth much, and the Lord is hearing our prayers, man. He's hearing our cries. And he's showing us tokens, man. These are like little tokens, little trinkets, man, that the Lord is showing us, you know what I'm saying, and let us know that, hey, he's hearing us. We almost out of here. With that, shalom.